a jungle of corn stalks. The new vegetable is a real adventure for elephant child Asan.
Smashing things up is a rewarding experience for him.
The leopard twins are just over 3 months old. They're nibbling meat, they're healthy, and have been vaccinated. Volker wants to let them into the outdoor enclosure.
They're two females. Females are always moody. Well, you are both predators.
As a precaution, the father remains separated from the little ones, as even in the wild, he's not involved in the rearing of offspring. The mother is already in the big enclosure.
One's outside, one's still inside. I'll clean up the nursery. Perhaps the other one will follow in a minute. Come on, outside with you. I've got to clean up here. Come on, out. Move. I've got to clean up.
Leopards are loners, but the young animals remain up to 1.5 years with their mother. The second little girl dares at last to leave its familiar surroundings and reach for freedom.
A barrow full of straw. They're frustrated at the moment because I chucked them out of their cosy little den. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that I clean up here and that people see them in their natural surroundings.
In the wild, North Chinese leopards, to which the little ones belong, have become extremely rare. Zoos all over the world are trying to breed this species and thus save it from extinction.
Okay, where are they? Gone to ground? Mum's up there in the corner. And where are the cubs? They must be on the other side. But that's life. They have to learn.
Ring-tailed coatis are a bear species from South America. They live in forests. To give birth, the females retreat to their nests.
Hello, sweeties.
Hello?
It's fruit day today.
There are juicy strawberries inside. That's good.
Coatis are omnivores. The little ones still drink milk, but already fancy a nibble. Annika and Sebastian's hearts are beating faster.
You never get used to how cute they are. I think all little baby animals are cute. Even as a man, to me, they're all just sweet and cuddly, especially when they begin to walk. Little coatis are so clumsy and they look surprised all the time. It's so sweet.
I think they're really sweet, even compared to other animal babies. That chubby head with the long nose, so cuddly.
I wish I could take them home.
Yes.
The babies stay in their nest for the first 6 days of life. Then the mother takes them with her into the trees. The only way is up, even on a tar baby's very first day. The goat-like animals are indigenous to the Himalayas and climbing specialists. Like all zoo animals, the 2 tars born yesterday also have to carry an identity chip. Only one of the babies has the chip so far. The second one does have an appointment, though.
First we have to catch them, and that can be quite nerve-wracking. Let's see how we fare.
And just how do we do that?
We'll hold it tight, and if it should climb up, one of us is going to have to go after it.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Even the smallest know how to navigate their way around the enclosure.
Let's split up. You go up top, me down below, and you in the stable.
The longer they're on their legs, the more agile and adept they become.
Okay, they're both lying over here.
Dave,
Yeah?
there are 3 of them, not 2.
3?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Actually, there were just 2 this morning, and one of them, a little buck, has a chip. The third has just arrived or turned up somehow. Unfortunately, we don't know which one of them is the buck with the chip.
Perhaps the third baby simply decided to hide. Or it was only born a few hours ago. It's just, which one is the third?
Achtung!
Got him? Okay. And now for the next.
To better distinguish the little ones from one another, the keepers want to catch all 3 of them.
You're a super catcher.
Andy has got another one.
I'd say this is the firstborn.
One is still missing. The vet who implants the microchips is already on her way. But the 2 captured tar babies have to put their patience to the test. Turtles have been around for 220 million years. Like crocodiles, snakes and lizards, they are reptiles. Side-necked turtles live in water. These here are kept separate from the others. Marion looks after them.
We got them as babies from Berlin. Because they're so small, the other turtles would attack them. Of course, we don't want that. We want them to have a good life.
Larger animals could think that tiny pipsqueaks are prey. They subside on fish, crustaceans, snails and amphibians. The fact they hide is an innate instinct.
They're so small and afraid of being eaten. That's why they're hiding. If I bend the plant aside a little, there they are, and already searching for a new hiding place. It's essential for their survival, because they're a delicacy for many animals.
Many turtles retract their heads as protection against enemies. These are called hidden-neck turtles.
These are side-neck turtles. They lay their heads to one side. There's no room in their shell, so they can't tuck their long neck in. They simply lay them to one side and protect them in this way. They have a broad head. Hey, you trying to bite me? You see? If she could as she wanted, I'd now at least have a nipped finger. Right, into the bucket. Off you go. And your comrades too, of course.
Marion wants to weigh the young turtles. Bisons are large wild cattle that live in herds.
This is our first bison calf. Sweet. Hey, you guys, is that your first calf?
At birth, bison babies weigh between 15 and 30 kilograms.
The parents are huge, which means the calf will be big as well. In just a year, it will be almost the same size as its mum or dad.
In their first year, their weight increases tenfold. Fully grown cows weigh between 300 and 500 kilograms, while some bulls can weigh almost a ton.
It's likely even more will be born in the coming days. They always give birth to their calves within 2 weeks of one another. One of them already has a very nice set of udders. She'll definitely be giving birth soon. You can see how round she is. The other calf will soon have a playmate.
No one has been able to capture the third tar baby yet. Each animal's sex is recorded together with the chip number.
He doesn't beep. Or she. My guess is it's a girl.
Yes, a girl. You've looked.
Mum's on her way.
Descendants, birthdays and birthplace, in addition to illnesses, are also categorized in accordance with the 15-digit code on the electronic chip. The chip itself is no bigger than a rice corn.
She has no chip.
Then she's the right one.
You're in luck. All 3 newborn are equipped with a transponder and can return to their mothers. The side-necked turtles thrive at their own slow pace. Marion weighs the young animals regularly.
Let's start with the biggest one. She just about fits in here. Stop wriggling. 120 grams. You've gained a lot of weight.
The shell length is also recorded.
From the tip of the breastplate to the back of the shell, 7.2.
Fully grown animals have a 25-centimetre long shell. Marion is satisfied.
120 grams. That means she's gained a quarter of her body weight in 3 weeks. Maybe we've reached a turning point. If the others also grow this well, they can go outside next year. Okay, next please. Always according to size.
Turtles should never gain weight too fast. The bony shell has to grow proportionately.
Don't run off, little one.
This side-necked turtle is a flyweight. Marion feeds pieces of fish and crickets to the offspring, time-consumingly with tweezers.
From now on, I'll feed you concentrated food. Then you'll grow nice and quickly. Swimming seems to work out fine. Okay, we'll try again next month.
The turtles will be weighed again the next time in 3 to 4 weeks. These Mandarin duck chicks didn't hatch in northeast China like their ancestors. They were born here in an incubator. A precautionary measure on behalf of the keepers. They want to safeguard the chicks from martins and birds of prey.
The first days after they hatched from the incubator, we kept them in a fairly small box so that the heat lamp was really close and could simulate the mother's warmth.
They're jumping. Watch out, they're jumping out of the bucket.
Hey, you're supposed to make sure they don't hop out of the bucket.
The ducks may live on water, but they breed high up in the trees.
They can jump and climb very well. They have small claws, as Mandarin ducks breed in tree hollows. The chicks have to jump from 2 to 3 meters, and if they land in a bush or a branch fork, they have to be able to climb back out again. They can do that really well. They hop up and would climb up here if it wasn't so smooth.
Sebastian and Dave want to relocate the chicks today. The Chinese birds are developing well and could do with a little more space.
Oh, the little ones are super. 7 is a lot, so that's cool in itself.
A female ordinarily lays 6 to 10 eggs.
Everybody out, please. This is your new home. Now, don't worry, you can wander around here.
Mandarin duck chicks are quickly independent. They leave the tree nests and dabble in waters close by for food. After around 40 days, they can fly and leave the nest for good.
They're a little confused as everything's suddenly a bit bigger, and there's a green mat there. That seems to bother them a bit.
In their homeland, mandarin ducks are severely threatened. As they belong to the most popular exotic birds, they're located around the world and very often live in parks. Their worldwide stocks are not considered to be endangered. The ring-tailed lemur that Heidi is rearing by hand is called Mangoki. Mangoki's mother died 5 weeks after his birth. She never had enough mother's milk to give him.
That's why he's so small. He gets milk several times a day. Of course, he's not getting the valuable nutrients from real mother's milk, and now the others keep stealing the little he has. No, that's for your brother, okay?
Despite all adversities, Mangoki is a little fighter.
Even when he only weighed 150 grams, he had a great survival instinct.
Mature lemurs weigh up to 3.5 kilograms.
That was it? You don't want any more? Oh, sorry. That was it. Now it's playtime again.
Games and climbing sports are also important for the development of the 3-month-old lemur child. A newborn Wasat sheep trots off with a small herd.
Back then, we reared all of the big ones by hand. That's why they're having problems raising children themselves. They never learned it the natural way. There are always problems. If they do manage to provide for a child on their own, that's something special. It's asleep.
Juliana and Anna want to know whether the lamb gets enough milk.
Everything's okay, honey.
The Wesson sheep is the smallest race of sheep in Europe, a Breton miniature sheep.
That little ball of fluff on your head looks great. Okay, little one. Then let's find out if everyone was right. It's a girl. How lovely. Hello, you're a sweetie.
The umbilical cord is already dry.
It has a full stomach. It must have had a drink, as we didn't feed it. I specifically asked the colleagues who were here the past few days. It hasn't had a bottle, but it has a really big round belly. That's nice, and it walks. It's interested, it makes noises. Very nice. It could work out. Thank God. Yes, excellent. And bing, back to sleep. That was pretty exciting.
Flamingos live on water and breed on cone-shaped mud nests. This protects their offspring from flooding. Flamingos do not breed regularly, only when they feel that the environment is appropriate. Keeper Sebastian checks every day whether chicks have hatched.
I saw 2 or 3.
Right, one of them standing back there already. There's another one.
When they breed, then the entire colony follows suit. Each pair manages just one single egg.
There were 4 this morning. It looks like we'll have a good number of them. The 4 chicks have just hatched from the first eggs. Some couples have only just laid their eggs. We could be speaking about 15 babies here.
The chicks hatch after around 4 weeks. In their digestive tract, flamingos produce a nutritious secretion, so-called crop milk, with which they feed their young.
They can already stand at 4 or 5 days, and after a week they can run all over the place like in a kindergarten. They then have the worst behind them. They grow quickly.
The parents provide for their child 10 to 12 weeks long, until it has its own large curved bill. Both the white-faced sakis and the emperor tamarins have babies. Both monkey types originate from South America. Now, thanks to Juliana and Anna, dinner is served. The main course is very much alive. Apart from fruit and seeds, the little gourmets love locusts, maggots and worms.
And they provide a lot of protein and fat. All these insects provide a large amount of nutrients. They eat a lot of insects in the wild too. Of course, we give them huge amounts.
White-faced sakis live in dense forests in Guyana, Suriname, Venezuela and Brazil. They rarely as much as touch the ground and spend most of the time in the treetops. The mother suckles her young for several months.
It's especially nice when she has a child, because she's so tame. She lets humans get close, so you can observe her child close up.
The 1-week-old baby seems to be in good health. Juliana sees no cause for concern.
She's a really successful mum, who's often managed to rear her children excellently. That's why we leave her alone, until the little one climbs off her on its own.
Then the baby should weigh around 2 kilograms and will be examined by the vet. But for now, it can just cuddle up with mum. Emus are large flightless birds, similar to African ostriches, except for the fact that they come from Australia. Thomas wants to bring this group of young emus to the meadow for a bit of exercise. But first of all, he's got to catch them all.
Catching them every day has the advantage that they get used to contact with us. That makes looking after them much easier when they're grown up.
It's not that rare for them to be even 2 meters tall.
Okay, boys and girls, or whatever you may be.
In certain situations, grown-up males can often behave extremely aggressively. Only emu males breed the children, and they are also normally responsible for the rearing of the young. The male sits on the eggs for 8 whole weeks without eating or drinking. They only get up to be able to turn the eggs around. Once the chicks have finally hatched, the father defends them highly aggressively against anyone and anything that comes too close. The father and child bond exists for around 6 months.
All young birds need the sun, ultraviolet rays, for healthy growth. Now they can look for food around here.
The little one's stripes serve as camouflage against predators. Elephants are herbivores. An adult elephant can deal with up to 250 kilograms of branches, leaves and grass every day. As they cannot digest their food well, and most of the plant fibers are excreted undigested, they have to eat almost the whole day long. For supper, they were served with this maize field. Elephant baby Assam has never seen anything like it before.
Oh, that looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Assam is back there in his magical little forest, tearing it apart. He's plucking the corn right out.
He's enjoying himself.
Yeah, destroying things is the best thing ever for him. He pushes and kicks and tears things away with his trunk.
He feels really strong.
Right, destruction is great.
They crush their food with their molars. They are the size of loaves of bread in adult animals.
The little ones love tearing the corn apart, like human children at home that tear strips of wallpaper off the wall. And he's allowed. The same put the corn there deliberately so he could have a bit of fun.
For the most part, Assam subsides on his mother's milk, but every so often he also has a nibble of solids. The sweet maize cobs are a speciality for all concerned.
I love this sight. When they run in there and pluck everything off. Now it all looks a real mess, of course. But then we'll just begin again tomorrow.
Oh, look, he's lying down in the grass, tired.
This bison baby only fell out of his mother and onto the floor 2 minutes ago. The cows in the herd are now becoming their babies one after the other. Magical moments for the keepers.
You came just in time.
A calf. Fabulous. Number 2, that's great. She's licking him from top to toe.
Yeah, he's only just arrived.
That's cool. And it's the right weather, too.
Right, he chose a fabulous evening to arrive. No, she did.
A she?
Let's hope so.
The one born yesterday is also a girl. Then she would have a girlfriend to play with.
Mum's licking like mad.
This strengthens the bond to her baby.
Look, it's trying to get up.
The calves are on their legs within a few moments and begin to suckle. The bison herd moves on and the little ones have to keep up. The giant wild cattle feed almost exclusively on grass and wander through the prairie on their continual search for fresh food and water holes. If the newborns spend too much time on the ground, mother and child risk losing the protection of the herd. A brief moment for Dave and Sebastian to gather their thoughts with the largest land mammals in America.
Let's leave them in peace.